This is Leticia Huber with Port Townsend Peeps here at the beautiful gallery, April Fall, where we are celebrating a gallery walk because this is the first Saturday of the month. And amongst the wonderful things to see here, all the art included, we have an expert in plaster this time, being sponsored by Green Pod, Sustainable Living from the Inside Out. She's creating right now different textures, artisan clay painting. Gail Miller is her name. Would you like to say something about what you're doing, Gail?
Which is the sturdiest of their three clays that they have, and what makes it so sturdy is that it has crushed seashells. When this is thoroughly dried and it's all burnished out, the crushed seashells, the little bits, show up as white, and it's a really beautiful finish, and also very, very sturdy.
May I approach to see the texture?
Sure.
It's difficult to show the very interesting texture with the light here for me.
Of course, it's very different while it's still wet.
And it's very different
and it's
while
the first coat.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Gail Miller, artisan clay painting, crafts her interiors of natural earth plaster and fine painted surfaces. And there's her telephone, 360-331-0872 in GAMILLER@widbey.com. WHIDBEY.com.
So this is pretty old. I think I made this years ago, and it's been in and out of the car a lot. So it won't crack. If it does crack, all you do is spray a little water on it, let it soak for a couple minutes, and just kind of work the clay back together.
Heals itself.
It's really easy to work with, but it's also pretty sturdy. I mean, you can kick it, and if you get little places like that, you just take your wet sponge, wet earth, so you can burnish it out, and then let that dry, and it will all even out again. It's just such a beautiful material.
What finish is that, Jen?
This is the Maritimo with the crushed seashell. So this is the color that I'm putting on right now, but this has at least two coats, whereas of course this is just my first coat here. So that will dry. Perfect. Now the other clay that American clay has They have three different ones. One is Loma, which is always in first coat. Although I did not do that on here just because of time. And then they have a Porcelina, which is like it sounds, porcelain, very smooth. And
That is the prettiest one. It is. It just looks like satin on your wall.
so this is a Porcelina. And it's, and I'm still kind of working on smoothing it, but it gets really, really smooth. It's a really nice texture. If it really needed to be in a shower, it would need to have an acrylic sealer over it to make it, of course, impervious to water.
So could it be in a bathroom, or would that be too damp?
It can be in the bathroom. I have it in mine. And what you would do is you don't put water hitting it directly, but it can absorb
Moisture, but it doesn't, the moisture does not.
No. In fact, that's one of the advantages of it, is that it kind of cleans the air because it absorbs stuff. Yeah.
I mean, what a cool, healthy thing to have in your house.
Oh, it really is. It gives off all these negative ions. It just makes the room feel very fresh. It's just dirt, really nice dirt with minerals. But I do have a piece here that I have some sealer on, so you can kind of see. So this is another
That's actually beautiful. It looks like
So this is the unsealed, and that's got seal on it. It's pretty. You lose the green because then it becomes completely non-absorbent. But it's also really pretty. Yeah. I mean, it does a lot for the color. So that is possible.
What would be in a few words, the qualities that you would describe your work with?
The qualities.
Why to go with this
Why would you go
option?
with American clay?
Mm-hmm.
It gives a room or a whole home just a very serene, kind of peaceful feel because it's a completely natural material.
Mm-hmm.
Zero VOCs. All the colorants are natural minerals, and none of them are heavy metals, so they're not going to hurt you anyway. I work with this stuff day after day barehanded, and it hardly even, it doesn't even dry my hands out. It's such a benign, it's just a beautiful material. It gives off lots of negative ions, and
Great.
yeah.
It's good to know that there are options to what we had to suffer before for lack of.
And we're so used to doing, just throwing up chipboard and painting it. And there are we have a lot of really good paints on the market now. But, in our culture, we've never kind of looked at walls as part of our three-dimensional space. And in other cultures, even down in New Mexico, where the Mexican culture is so strong, the walls and the texture and the color and it's all very tactile. And in Morocco, all the walls and are all part of the whole three-dimensional space, and that the walls aren't just background. So it's just a different way of thinking about it,
Leaving the space there.
Yeah. And
really
just,
great.
Really enveloping your life with your walls and having a nice material to look at and to touch.
How beautiful. And another question, do you apply your material in the exterior of a home as well?
This material cannot go on the exterior. There are other materials that you can, there are lime plasters that are better for that kind of application.
Do you have a sample here?
I don't have this was focused primarily on American clay, so I don't have the lime plasters here, but they can be applied outdoors and are meant to be pretty impervious to the weather, which, they're from, it's what people think of as Venetian plaster, which, is all over Venice and Italy and in the Mediterranean.
Lovely.
So, yeah, but this product is primarily for the interior.
Thank you, Gail. Wonderful.